Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London. I'm a part-time eBay reseller. I source stock from Carboot sales and charity shops and then resell it on eBay for profit. And I have been out this weekend. I wasn't actually where I normally live. I was visiting my wife's family and they live in Ipswich. So I went to a slightly different boot sale this week and picked up some nice things and visited a couple of charity shops in a local area. So I'll show you what I picked up and then also some of the things that I've sold over the weekend. Just on another note, I did my sort of final long run for my marathon. I managed to do, I did 21 and a half miles, did it in 2 hours 38 minutes, so I was really pleased with that. Yeah, last couple of miles felt pretty sore again, so goodness only knows what it's going to be like in a couple of weeks, adding on those extra 5 miles, but we will see, and hopefully I'll get round. Thank you, as I said in a few videos, to everybody who's sponsored me. I'm running it for the charity which I work for full time, called Greenwich Youth for Christ. So I'll put a link in again to this video. If you haven't sponsored me and you're able to, that'd be wonderful, but thank you, yeah, to everybody who has. So I'll show you what I've picked up, what I've sold, and give you a few ideas and tips. These 3 things I actually picked up from a charity shop on the Friday. I did some posting. Halo Combat Evolved, I will always pick this up, the 1 and 2. If they're about £1, yeah, that's about right. You can sell them as a bundle for about 12 quid. So yeah, picked up Halo 1. This is an action replay cheat game for the PlayStation. Now it should have 2 discs in there for the PS2 and the first disc is for the PS1. I think it says somewhere there's a bonus disc. Fortunately, it's only got the 1 disc. If it's got both the discs and the instructions, it goes for about 20 quid. This version 2 one, but I should still do all right with that. Then this Paint Shop Pro 8, again 95p, goes for about £8 to £10, and the only reason I'm starting to look at sort of software stuff is just because I've done really well with some of it over this last week. So yeah, things like that, if they're pro or if they're the deluxe editions, maybe it's worth just checking them on your phone, which is what I did, and it seemed like it was a reasonable buy. Then I bought a pair of Gant jeans. These were £2.50, and I've not really bought much Gant stuff before, but it seems it's really easy to identify it, and you know, it's got the sizing in there, it's Gant, it's got the style, Jason, normal waist, regular fit, so it's got all the clues and very easy to list. It's got everything you need to, and those go for about £35 to £40. So yeah, really surprised, almost better than Levi's, really, sort of up there with diesel prices. So do look out for your Gant jeans, there's good money in those. Got a couple of board games, got Bounce Off. I'd sold this, I bought this new when Sainsbury's had them reduced and did alright on them, so I thought, I didn't check the price of it. I paid £2.50 for this game, and you probably get about a tenner for it, so it's not a huge amount of profit. By the time you take off postage, it's not really much at all. And likewise with this Apples to Apples game, this was £2.50. Now I've sold this in the past and I've done quite well with it. I think it's slightly more common than it used to be, but it still goes for about 15 to £20. But I've got an American friend who is desperate for me to have found a copy of this for them, so I'm actually just going to pass that on to them. But it's one to look out for. It does sell well, and a lot of the cards in there are still sealed. So yeah, Apples to Apples, keep your eyes peeled for that one. Now I went to a boot sale, as I say, in Ipswich, and first thing I picked up, which I'll list and I'll put towards the run which I'm doing towards the charity, was all this ink. This lady had yeah, loads of ink, and she wanted 20p for these sealed new ones, and she wanted 50p for this 4-pack with some paper in there. Slightly frustratingly, she's got it had like 4 yellow cartridges, 1 blue one, and two blacks. Unfortunately, there wasn't any of the the pinky magenta ones in there, but you know, that's just how it is. But I'll probably just list that all as one big job lot. I'll probably get about 30 quid for it, and I paid £2.50 for it. I tried to give her 3 quid for it, but she still gave me change. There we go. Bought this Race Nights, the 3rd edition. Paid £1.50 for that, and that goes for about 10 to 12 quid. Really nasty horse racing game. Paid 2 quid for this, and this is the newer version of it by Rascal. And that goes again, yeah, for about 12 to 15 quid. It's new inside actually, so it's not been played, so that's really nice. There wasn't many trainers. We got there a little bit later than start up. So I think a lot of stuff had been taken from the boot sale, but still did all right. And I'm not buying as many Vans and Converse as I used to, because there's not quite the money in them. But this was a lovely maroon red pair in a good size 10, and they wanted 2 quid for them. So I took them, and I should get 15 back on those. Bought this game. This is a game I wanted to play this anyway. It's called Zeus on the Loose. I paid £1 for it. It does sell for about 9 quid, but I want to take it on holiday, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm always looking out for like little games and things like that, because my wife and I, you know, when you go on holiday and you've got evenings and stuff like that, if you want to sit by the bar and just sort of play some cards or something. I know a few card games for 2 players, but it's always good to take something else like that. Media-wise, picked up a few bits. So I paid £1 for this Zumba Fitness. I've got the belt at home somewhere, so I need to just find that, and that will do. Should do all right with that. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. This was £1 again. This one is all right. The one you want is Budokai Tenakai or Tenachai or something like that. I don't know how you pronounce it. This one I tried to sell in a bundle with the others. The other sort of one and two, but yeah, still does all right. You can still get about £5-6 for it. This, by far the best pickup computer games wise I had. This is Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. Now it is just the disc inside. That's all that comes with it. It doesn't even have instructions. Instructions are on the disc. And this goes, believe it or not, I paid 50p for this, and it goes for sort of 35 quid still, even 40 quid sometimes, you know, for one game. So it's always worth checking out those sort of boxes under people's tables which have got old DVDs and PC games in it, because there are a few PC games which are still worth an absolute fortune. So yeah, Operation Genesis, look out for that on the PlayStation 2, about 15 to 20, and look out for it on the Xbox. It's even more, about £30 on the Xbox. So yeah, Operation Genesis, great game. This Assassin's Creed 2 is not a good pickup. I picked it up because I had a friend who wanted this. I didn't realise, I forgot that they actually wanted it on PS3, so I paid £1 for this, and it's not really worth anything, so I'll probably just bundle that in with something. And Rise of the Silver Surfer, this was 50p. It's not a particularly good game either. It's about a £3 game. But I couldn't remember. There's one of these Marvel games which goes for slightly more, and I couldn't get any reception around this boot sale. It was in the middle of nowhere, so I wasn't really able to check anything. But yeah, maybe not the best pickup. Guitar for Dummies, this is £1, and it's the second edition, and that does well. That goes for about £8 to £10. Fear Effect, it's a 4-disc game. Yeah, I've had this in the past a few times, and it was £1, and it goes for about £7 to £10, depending on the sort of condition of the discs, etc. And then this is a PC big box game. I'm trying to get away from buying these PC big box games, but when I see them, I sometimes just can't resist them. It's called Starship Titanic. It's got like a pair of 3D glasses in there. Sort of, I think it's a sort of a point and click game, a sort of adventure game. So yeah, and I paid £2 for that. But like the complete ones with all the bits and pieces do go for about 15 to 20. So should do all right again with that one. Now I found this stuff in. Went out to a place called Framlingham, which is just outside Ipswich, and it's sort of a nice, quite a nice area, some nice nice charity shops. And this charity shop is actually, I think Ed Sheeran's mum works there, or it's got a real good link with Ed Sheeran. I can't remember what it is because he's got loads of his stuff in there, which is all signed. But as a result, it's quite an expensive boot sale. I saw a charity shop. I mean, I saw like a copy of Risk in there, the board game, for like £12.95, and all their stuff was quite expensive. I actually missed out on something. I had a Harry Potter Scene It, and I thought, I needed to check this, but I just couldn't get any reception. I was in the middle of nowhere, and it was the Harry Potter Scene It, which I just tend to avoid Scene Its because there's just not a lot of money in them, I don't think. But this one was the one which is from all 8 movies. It's a slightly squarer box rather than the oblong boxes, and yeah, they wanted £8 for it as well. But it's about a £30 game, £35 game. So do keep your eyes out for the Harry Potter Scene It, which is all 8 movies, the disc from all 8 movies. But getting away from that, it did have these. Now, they had them priced up at £15 each. This was actually inside this first one, which I didn't realise. But they had Discworld, the big box on the PC, and the guide, the walkthrough, and then Discworld 2 with the guide together. And they wanted £15 for both of them. And I knew on the PS1 these games go for quite good money, but I never sold them on the PC before. So I sent Tom, the English picker, again a text message, and he looked them up for me quickly because I could get text, but I couldn't get onto the internet. And he said that the second one was worth picking up. By this stage, I'd actually bought them, but it was good that he was sort of confirming what I thought. He said the second one was definitely worth picking up. This second one is new and sealed. There's not a single new and sealed one on eBay. I don't really sell much on Amazon, but it's the sort of thing that could consider putting on Amazon. So new and sealed, I think that could go for up to about 50-60 quid. And then this one is the first one. It's got the guide, and then it's got Discworld Noir, which again is good on the PlayStation 1 inside there. So in the end, I managed to get. They said, "Oh, do you want them both?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, what would you give?" And I said, "Well, they had them priced at £15 each." So I said 20 quid for the two, which not realising there was a third one in there. So yeah, 20 quid paid for those. I might just list them all together for about 100 quid. The guides go for about £10 each. This game goes for sort of 30 quid anyway. So yeah, even used. So I think, yeah, I mean it's a great pickup. I'll definitely make money on it. But yeah, do keep your eyes out for this. Keep your eyes out for them on the PS1 and on the PC. So yeah, really pleased with that. And then the last thing is something which my father-in-law had picked up. He's not getting into eBay, but he knows like Lego's worth it, and he knows sort of Levi jeans if he sees them, who picks them up. And he paid £2.50 for this Ninjago set. The woman assured him that it was all in there. It turns out it's basically got the sort of the torso of the man and sort of his weapons. It's missing the two legs, but it did have these free minifigures, and the free minifigures you can sell for about sort of, I don't know, about 10 quid by themselves. So, and it's got the instructions, it's got all the bags in there. So yeah, there'll be good money in that. So that was nice of him, and he didn't even. I tried to pay him for it, but he wouldn't let me. So that's like a free roll, really. So that was great. So those were all my pickups. So not bad, considering it was a boot sale, which I don't ordinarily go to in an area that I'm not sort of in. Yeah, I did have some nice pickups. So should be some good money in some of that stuff. In terms of things I sold over the weekend, not a huge number of sales, but pretty reasonable ones. So I was really pleased with that. I sold the Lego Chima just late on Sunday evening. I got 80 quid for that, having paid £25 for it. So yeah, about £40 profit in that, which is great. And that's staying in the UK, which is good because I did list it for Europe and the world, but I think it might have just been wider than the 90 centimetres you're allowed with Royal Mail. You have to sort of measure up the 3 dimensions, and if it's 90 centimetres or less, you're all right. So, and I think that was just getting very close to it. So I'm glad that stayed in the UK, and I've not had to try and, yeah, send that with a different company or something like that. So yeah, that was great. I sold these these set of 6 books, these sort of erotic books. I didn't do brilliantly with them. I did put them on at 18 quid as an auction last week. They didn't sell, so I just put them as 16 quid, buy it now, and they've gone, having paid 5 quid for those. So made about £5 on those. Not great, but not bad. These Brooks Ghost trainers, the Ghost 7s, which were in really nice condition. I got 40 quid for those, having paid £7 for them. I did incredibly well on this, on this software, this Microsoft software. I mean, I might have even been able to do even better if I'd listed it as buy it nows, but I did it as auctions. And bearing in mind, I paid £5.50 for all of this. I got 30, and I got postage on top for these. I got 36 quid and postage for the Windows. This one I got 35 quid. Outlook I think was around about 30 again. This went for 67 quid, this Office Home Business. I mean, I probably could have sold it for more if I'd done it buy it now, but I just wanted to get rid of them. And I did them on my wife's account because I don't know if you can use them. I didn't want the risk of the negative feedback. And then if this is just a product key card, it's just like a code in there. And I think it's been used. And I listed this very clearly in the listing and still got 15 quid for that. So I think total I got for those was 190 quid, having paid £5.50 for them. Now, if you are going to sell this, it's worth including a photo of this top section. A lot of people asked me for a photo of that, and I didn't put one in the listing. And then by the time I sort of tried to update the listing, people had already bid on it. So it's slightly irritating, but yeah, if you're going to sell this, don't include obviously the key code, don't include the numbers on that or a close-up of that. But that top one, yeah, it's worth including it because I think it helps people to verify if it's a genuine one or not. So yeah, just I'd include one of those if ever you're selling this sort of software. So yeah, I was really pleased with those things. Those were great sales. Having not sold that stuff before, that is definitely something to be on the lookout for. There's huge amounts of money in it. So yeah, software is a good one. Sold this 50 Shades of Grey for £13. I think I saw Lee or somebody, one of the retro picker, had picked up the whole set of these. I'd only managed to find one of them, but they sell really well at the moment, obviously with the movie being out, and there's 16 discs in there. So yeah, 13 quid for that's great. I sold Mario 1 and 2 for 15 quid together, which is about top end for those two, so that was good. Got 15 quid or 14.95 for Mortal Kombat 4 on the N64. I think I've only got one more copy of this, and then that's all my N64 games, just the cartridges I would have sold. So they've sold really well. I sold this nice pair of Converse sort of neon yellow and pink ones. I've had these for a while actually. I thought they'd do better than what they did, but I'd say Converse, the market's dropped out a little bit, and I got 15 quid for those with free shipping. So that was fine. And then the last thing I sold was this Ratchet and Clank bundle. It's really worth listing Ratchet and Clank in bundles because, again, individually the games, you know, worth sort of £4 or £5 maybe, but I got 25 quid for the 5 of them, and that's just one set of postage, and that's going overseas. So yeah, really pleased with that. So that's a good way of turning sort of average sort of priced games into quite a good amount if you bundle them up. So there we go. Now, just one quick comment. I've watched a few new people's videos and stuff like that, and yeah, it's great to see new sellers and new people posting videos, so thank you, I really appreciate that. It's great to see what other people are picking up and seeing their content and stuff like that. One comment I would make is just be really careful about counting profit and adding stuff up before you've actually managed to sell it. It's really easy to sort of pick up all this stuff and sort of price it all up in your head and go, well, there's £250 profit there easily. But the reality is you've got to list it, you've got to sell it, you've got to find a buyer, you've got to package it, you've got to take off all your fees, etc., etc. So just be really careful about sort of getting ahead of yourself. You can only really start counting profit when you manage to get it out the door. So yeah, it's great to see what people are doing, but I'd just say just err on the side of caution, because sometimes things don't sell as quite as well as we'd want them to, or you have to knock prices off, or things like this. So just be a bit careful. But no, it's great to see a few new sellers out there, and yeah, it's good to see some of their videos. There's a young guy, 13-year-old guy, doing something for school for Help the Heroes. Seb, I think his name is. Good luck to him. 13-year-old guy reselling. So well done. I was buying and selling sweets at school. I wasn't on eBay selling like expensive stuff. So good luck to him doing that. I might put a link to his channel up there actually in the listing as well. So yeah, check him out and check out everything else that's going on. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you had some sales and some nice pickups. Cheers everybody. Bye bye.